Earlier this week, the notorious Conor McGregor was arrested in Miami for strong-arm robbery and criminal mischief. This being just the latest in a streak of negative headlines for the Irishman. Ariel, do these type of stories hurt his stock as a fighter?
Not really, to be honest. Here's what ultimately hurts his stock as a fighter. It's the fact that these incidents, and we're looking at a sort of highlight reel now, unfortunately, that has been put together of the past year, transgressions that Conor McGregor has had outside of the octagon. It's the fact that these incidents, Chael, continue to happen in between losses, right? He hasn't won since 2016, so I feel like the public is a little more willing to tolerate these incidents if he's on a winning streak. If he's going out there and smoking guys and knocking them out left and right, and then he's also getting into trouble, I think people are saying, you know what, I like the guy because he's a fighter, he goes out there and wins, he entertains me, it's all well and good. But if you continue to do this and you continue to get in trouble and the headlines are all about you doing things outside of the cage, outside of the arena, outside of the gym that are landing you in jail, that are getting you in trouble while you continue to be on this losing streak, I think fans start to get a little bit tired. I think they start to get a little annoyed. I am starting to sense a shift from some of the fans. I think he has a very loyal fan base. They love this guy. He's a cult-like figure, but I'm starting to sense a shift from the casual fans who say, essentially, this man is turning into a caricature of himself. We don't want that. We want the old Conor back. We miss the old Conor. We're tired of all the issues. Let's get back to his winning ways. So I think that's the big problem here at the end of the day. They want him to start winning because then they're more willing to tolerate these issues if he's winning.
I'm more offended by that obnoxious t-shirt he's wearing than I am by the actual act. And Ariel, by the way, why are we not speaking about the act? This is an incredible story. Somebody has a cell phone. We are led to believe they either filmed something or shot something or snapped a picture that Conor didn't like. But either way, they have a cell phone. Conor takes his cell phone. He throws it on the ground. He stomps on it. He then is not quite satisfied that he has destroyed said cell phone. So he then picks it up, puts the broken phone in his pocket, and walks away. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to this story. As far as does his stock drop, I feel like as an adult in the room, I'm put in a weird position because if I say no, it somehow makes you think that perhaps I condone this silly behavior. To the question, though, directly, I'm with you. I don't think his stock drops. Conor is more than a fighter and more than an athlete. He's an institution. And whether he's smacking cell phones out of rambunctious fans' hands or he's buttering toast in the morning, people are interested in him. I don't know why. It's a fascinating phenomenon, but his stock does not drop.
How about the fact that 24 hours after that scene right there where he's being escorted out of the jail in South Florida, he was selling that t-shirt on his website, augustmcgregor.com. So he's clearly not. Yes, he actually was. So he's not torn up about the whole thing. I am not torn up about I'm not making it up. He is not torn up about it because he's now capitalizing on the whole thing. Based on what I'm hearing, he is not, like I said, he is not in dire straits right now. He is not very depressed over the situation. Look, I think this is an interesting phenomenon, and it's an interesting story to discuss if you want to take a step back. This is an issue that the stars of yesteryear didn't have to worry about. When Michael Jordan was going out, when Mickey Mantle was going out, when Babe Ruth was going out, when he was out on the town with whomever he was out with, they didn't have to worry about people coming up with a cell phone. It's 5 a.m., it's a nightclub, who knows what you're doing. You don't want someone coming up to you with a cell phone. So there's a part of me that actually sympathized with it. Now, we don't know the whole story. We don't know his side of the story. We've heard from the man in question, so to speak. So I want to reserve judgment on what exactly happened, but there is a part, I think, of the fan bases who also I've seen say, look, I understand. Leave the guy alone. He doesn't want to be bothered at 5 a.m. So it's a weird thing right now. Clearly, this is not as serious as what happened in Brooklyn. I think we could all agree on that. And it's not as serious as a real, like someone getting beaten up. Nothing happened there. But, you can't do those sorts of things. And again, if you're doing them in between wins, Chael, I think people are saying, you know what? That's why I love the guy. Look how badass he is. But you're doing them in between losses. That's when it starts to, I think, fall on deaf ears a little bit.
And Ariel, consider the extreme irony of this situation. The only reason he was in Florida is because he was in America, and the only reason he was in America because he was in Brooklyn, and the only reason he was in Brooklyn was he was doing his community service to make things right with the government's deal over the bus incident. All he had to do is get on a plane, go back to Ireland, go in his house, lay down, and go to bed. If he would just go to bed at night, a lot of Conor's problems wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, and let's look at the last year and a half. He jumped into the cage and confronted Mark Goddard, the incident in Brooklyn, and then we had, the press conferences leading up to the Khabib fight, the brawl afterwards. I mean, a lot has happened, and in my opinion, his stock didn't drop one iota. In fact, our own network named him the 5th most popular athlete in the world just yesterday, Chael, on Tuesday. So I don't foresee this particular incident dropping his, what is it called? I think it's called a stock.